اتجاه اللعب استقبال جميل عن طريق كيفن توبن يستقبل عقد اللقب بطل الموسم الماضي الذي باريس الجامعي في هذا اللقاء 4 مواجهات الجولة الرابعة لمنافسات أمريكا نفس قصيرة الكرة جانب أنتوني كيف يتجدد على شغلنا واحد من أشهر المحاولات في الوقت الرسمي طويل أمام اللاعب البديل فارس شاكري ركلة مرمى لصالح البان لافون لصالح في الشوط الثاني وذكر أن سمارش متقدم من الشوط الأول بهدف سجل في الدقيقة 15 لكن نانت حاول كل شيء في وصول الشوط الثاني تحديدا في الدقيقة 5 سجل الإيمان في الصحراء فتعادل مصطفى محمد طاع وصول الشوط الثاني بعد 10 دقائق في بداية الشوط 55 وضع نانت في المقدمة والنجم النجيب الجابر موسى سايمون سجل الهدف الثاني في الدقيقة 61 لتفوق نانت بثلاثية مقابل هدف وحيد على بعد السيد ماتيو فيرناجي جاوب تصدر رائع تواصل الظهور على ولي علي وهذا الامر مرجح ان يبقى بغض النظر عن النتيجه الاخيره او النهائيه لكن نانت واضح سينتزع اول نقاط في الموسم هو انتصاراته ويرفع على 5 نقاط بينما تونس سيتلقى بالمقابل اول هزيمه جمعت رصيد من النقاط عن برازيل السابق 5 نقاط ايضا زبالان عطيه خطيره لكن لافون ينجح في انقاذ الموقف صالح مدينات اللاصق يطلق الباب بنجاح عباس عباس والفرصه متاحه لمصطفى محمد وبعيدا عن الرحمن لما اهداها هذه الكره يعني كره استغل صافره وختام مثالي لهذه المواجهه الاخلاص بعد وجود رائع قدم راوغ وتقدم وتلاعب بدفاع الخصم لكن الكره الاخيره كان اناني فيها وفضل ان يواصل العمل الفردي لتصطدم الكره للمدافع انتوني وتضيع فرصه في الرابع اخلاص جديد محاصر لكن لديه مهاره لديه قدره على المراوغه لازم تضيع عليه الناس سيطر عليها فارس الشعبي في الدقيقه الثالثه في اللقاء صاحب الخطاب خلاص احمد الشكير على بعد اللقاء وبضعة ثواني فقط الكرة لمصلحة تيتي واحد الناس المحاولات اللاعبين كيف يبقى مشواره لكن ليس طويلا باعتبار ان يعود ويؤدي الواجب الدفاعي لمخرج الكرة شارك فردية مجاملة ركلة كبيرة لصالح فريق تونس الثواني الأخيرة قبل الصافرة الوقت الرسمي الثاني في زمن نلعب في المرحلة الأخيرة الوقت الكرة أعطاك جولة الكرة على الأرض جولة خطيرة لكن طلع بها كيفا بعيدا عن شباك لافون 3 كان في هدف وحيد يبدو أن المباراة ستستقر عند هذه النتيجة بين سيراميكا وجهة فريقه يحسم المرة الأولى في هذا الموسم فرحة بجماهير نانت بأول محقق الفريق في الموسم الحالي بعد انتظار ثلاث جولات 3 خيبات كانت لمدرب البوارية الجولة الرابعة يحقق فيها نانت الانتصار الأول في الميدان الموسم الحالي كرة خارج الميدان كل شيء انتهى وحاكم اللقاء يطلق الصافرة ويعلن عن فوز مستحق لنادي نانت على حساب كيف تونس بثلاث اهداف لهدف وحيد. مشاهدينا الكرام نلقاكم بمشيئة الله في موعد الامارات المتحدات والى اللقاء. الدوري الإسباني.
My name is Charlie Gordon and I'll be guiding you through today's action at Villa Park, where these two Clareton Blues are under pressure to get their campaigns up and running. Having both struggled in their first 3 Premier League matches, former Everton boss David Moyes and ex-Liverpool captain Steven Gerrard will be eyeing this one up as a winnable tie, with early pressure sure to mount on whoever leaves empty-handed. Villa are hoping to improve on last season's lower mid-table finish, while the Hammers are chasing their own heights, having come within a whisker of cracking the top 6 last term. The only way is up for Moyes and co at the moment, however, as the only team without so much as a point on the Premier League board. With another dose of Premier League action just minutes away, let me take you through today's starting lineups, starting with Aston Villa boss Steven Gerrard, who was forced into a defensive change, and he's stuck with Felipe Coutinho in midfield. In goal for the home side, it's Emi Martinez, and there's a centre-back partnership of Esri Konza and Callum Chambers, who's been drafted in to replace who's come down with illness. Matty Cash plays right back with Lucas Digne on the other side. In midfield, there's a narrow quartet anchored by Boubacar Kamara. Douglas Luiz plays on the right side with John McGinn, and Felipe Coutinho will take up the number 10 role. Up front for Villa, it's the familiar partnership of Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings. For the visiting Hammers, Lucas Fabianski keeps in place in, and it looks like there's a back 5 for David Moyes' side, with Kurt Zouma, Thilo Kehrer and Aaron Cresswell, the 3 centre-backs. On Emerson Palmieri on the opposite. The duo of Thomas Soucek the side today, and up top is a trio of Jared Bunn, Pablo Fornals and summer signing Gianluca Scamacca. And as we speak, the action has just got underway at Villa Park, and it's Villa shooting left to right, wearing the familiar strip of Clareton Blue. West Ham decked out in their black away strip this afternoon. And it's Villa who will enjoy possession straight away here, straight back to Emi Martinez between the sticks. He's been a stalwart for the Villains since signing 2020. And it's out to Luca, who tries a long ball down the left flank to kick off the game. It's out for a West Ham throw-in, and Thilo Kehrer will take it on the right-hand side, as he takes his time to survey his options right in front of the Aston Villa bench. Gianluca Scamacca tries to flick on, and it trickles out for an Aston Villa throw-in. Just 1 minute gone here at Villa Park. Moyes and Gerrard both out on the touchline, looking active, looking pensive. And it is an important game considering how early in the season this one comes. It's Declan Rice in midfield now. He passes it back to Aaron Cresswell, who will feature at centre-back this afternoon. Emerson Palmieri on the left flank. New signing from Chelsea, gets his first Premier League start for the Hammers, as they recycle the ball round the back. Ben Johnson into feet of Jared Bowen, and it's a good tackle by Boubacar Kamara, and that goes out for a West Ham throw-in just inside the Villa half. It's played onto the chest of Thomas Soucek, feeds it into Jared Bowen, but it's tackled by the Villa defence. And they can make a break for it here, Villa, but Aaron Cresswell gets a foot in on Felipe Coutinho to stifle the danger before it really got going. Here's Emerson Palmieri now on the left flank, and it's tackled by Douglas Luiz. It will be a West Ham throw-in about 30 yards from the Villa goal line, and Palmieri leaves it for Aaron Cresswell, who has the towering 6'5" figure of Gianluca Scamacca to aim for. But he opts to go for Pablo Fornals instead, into a central area where Jared Bowen's waiting, and Villa temporarily avert the danger. It's a good foot in by Kamara, and Villa can break again here. They can't quite get that fluid string of passes together. An applause from Steven Gerrard. An intense start to the game here. Midlands, 2.5 minutes gone, 0-0. Both of these sides, it's their 4th Premier League match of the season, West Ham really struggling to get off the mark. 0 points, 0 goals scored. You can see that David Moyes has tried a little bit of a different recipe today. Scamacca up top, Antonio on the bench. Matty Cash hoops it upfield, chested down by Kurt Zouma, and he can calmly play the ball back to Lukas Fabianski. No play out from the back for the Hammers. Fabianski hoofs a long ball up to Scamacca, but he can't quite bring it under his spell. Now here's Coutinho, 10 yards into the West Ham half. In no rush to offload the ball, but he at Douglas Luiz on the halfway line. Matty Cash can calmly play it back to Ezri Konsa. He partners Callum Chambers this afternoon. He's just passed the ball on to John McGinn. Chambers in for Mings this afternoon. Mings struck with illness as confirmed by Steven Gerrard before kick-off. He's an experienced Premier League player, a former England international. And he has surpassed a lot of expectations since signing for Aston Villa. Here's Douglas Luiz, passes it back to Emi Martinez, who's got time and space to pick out a short pass to Chambers in his own box. Chambers to Digne. Not for the first time the Frenchman's looked for that quick ball down the left flank, but it's intercepted by Ben Johnson. It'll be an Aston Villa throw-in now, just inside their own half. The referee this afternoon, he pulls it back for an infringement on the throw, and Digne will get another chance to throw it in play. Here with Boubacar Kamara now, who's got the chance to take a quick free kick after a challenge from Jared Bowen. Across to Chambers, finding it quite tough to penetrate lines of defence early on here, Villa. Content to pass their own defence and the defensive side of the mid. Nothing much beyond that, as 5 minutes have gone here at Villa Park. West Ham have the ball now with Emerson Palmieri. It's played forward towards Scamacca. Palmieri chests it down now. It's Scamacca on the edge of the box. Digs out a pass to Fornals. Fornals go past 2 and 3 Villa players. Matty Cash gets a crucial footing in the box, and the danger is temporarily away. Scamacca's got it again here, and he tries to pass it into the feet of Fornals. A moment of panic there for Villa as Scamacca put together a couple of nice short passes. Fornals couldn't quite work that yard of space in the box, and Villa live to fight another day here. Danger fully averted now as Douglas Luiz has the ball in midfield. It's passed forward towards Ollie Watkins, who can give chase, but he doesn't fancy his chances in a foot race against Kurt Zouma. 6 minutes gone in the West Midlands. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0. It's Aaron Cresswell who passes it to Palmieri in his own half, and Aston Villa can recycle possession here with Ezri Konsa. It looks almost like Jared Bowen will be partnering Gianluca Scamacca this afternoon, with Fornals playing in behind in a number 10 role. West Ham fans naturally excited to see their 30 summer signing Scamacca. 16 league goals for Sassuolo last year. First Premier League start for the club. He's already scored twice in the Europa Conference League qualifying rounds against Viborg, and the Hammers fans excited to see what he can bring in the English top flight. David Coots blows for a free kick, an Aston Villa free kick just about on the halfway line here. West Ham certainly have the height and physicality to cope with any big, long, hopeful balls into the box today. And perhaps unsurprisingly, Villa opt to pass it short. Here's Douglas Luiz on the right-hand side. Konsa into the feet of Kamara. Nothing too direct from Steven Gerrard's Villa side so far, as Chambers finds Luca Digne on the left-hand side. He's played long over the top to Danny Ings now, who's on the left flank. He's got a chance to get a cross in. He opts to pass and it's gone out for a Villa throw-in. fact, the referee took a flick off Dini before going out of play, and West Ham have a chance to restore possession of their own now. It's thrown down the line towards Thomas Souček, who's able to get a flick on towards Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen racing down the right hand side now. Callum Chambers had to get a foot in. He was really motoring there, Jared Bowen. Low centre of gravity, short. He can be on his day, Coutinho, the Brazilian, the former Liverpool, Inter Milan, Barcelona superstar, trying to get his career back on track here at Villa Park, and he did pick out a nice pass, even if it was just perhaps a bit on the weighty side, and Dini couldn't quite get hold of it. West Ham with Kurt Zouma now, Villa applying gentle from the front. Fabianski, who Danny Ings may not be too happy that he didn't try and search him out with a low cross there. Watkins was left in space. Just a simple ball over the top allowed him to run in. Tilo Kehrer 1v1. Watkins breezed past him, tried the right-footed shot from the narrow angle. And it deflected off by it. Aston Villa had a chance to open the scoring here with a corner. Ball was definitely on for Ings there if Watkins had got his head up a little bit earlier, but as it is, Digne stands over the left-sided corner. All of Villa's heavyweights stood in the box waiting for the delivery. It's a rapid one and he's fired in by Ezri Konsa. Konsa's made it 1-0 to Aston Villa as a scramble in the box. West Ham will not be happy with that defending and the flag looks to have spared their blushes. It went up very late indeed with a puzzled look on his face. It looked like a very tough one to officiate there. It was whipped into the near post by Luca Digne. Looks like Coutinho got the flick on post and it diverted it straight into the path of Konsa, who tapped it in. It looks like the linesman may have flagged to suggest that the ball Digne whipped the corner out of play and then it came back in and the decision stands. It remains Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0. Villa celebrations cut short here in the West Midlands. Digne's superb looking corner adjudged to have just about curled out of play before coming back in again. And David Moyes will breathe a sigh of relief, as will Lucas Fabianski between the sticks. His clean sheet remains intact. Ezri Konsa's goal chalked off. And West Ham on the attack straight away, but Villa have nabbed it off them and Emi Martinez is able to get the ball clear. Pinball in the middle of the park and it's headed back to Martinez again by Kamara. Villa looking to play it short from the goalkeeper. Luca Digne back towards Callum Chambers. Konsa up the line now. Much more direct stuff from Villa. Ings managed to divert it into the path of Douglas Luiz. And the West Ham captain is adjudged to have brought down the Brazilian. It's just inside the West Ham half. He's not. Replays show that there was not a lot of contact at all on Douglas Luiz. But Rice still rallying the troops, geeing up his teammates as he wears the captain's armband, the former Chelsea Academy product. And Villa get played back underway here. Not interested in hoofing any balls into the box. He's played short again to Boubacar Kamara, composed in possession. And Villa can pass it round the back line yet again. Konsa to Callum Chambers. 16 minutes gone and that's already been said plenty this afternoon. Lots of time on the ball for Konsa and Chambers. Just over a quarter of an hour played. It's Villa 0, West Ham 0. Konsa's opener chalked off because Digne's corner was adjudged to have swerved out of play before coming back in again. Here's John McGinn in the midfield. Plays a long ball down the channel against Wally Watkins, who takes it under his spell straight away. He's 1-1 against Kurt Zouma, doesn't quite fancy it, and Luca Digne earns an Aston Villa from the West Ham goal line. Thrown back towards Watkins. In here, beloved, it's played centrally to Coutinho, tips it round. He plays the 1-2, he gets the crossing, Watkins is in the middle, he gets his head on it and Fabianski's able to gather it in. Another good chance for Aston Villa there, a very neat passage of play from Steven Gerrard's side. Watkins' looping header looked like it might just nestle into the far corner, but Fabianski had enough time to gather it in. Not quite enough pace on the Watkins to generate all the power on that ball on his own. And it remains 0-0. Two good chances for Villa, one of which ended up in the net before being chalked off. The second, a solid shot on target by Watkins. And West Ham. Here's Matty Cash back towards Ezri Konsa. A bit of applied from the front by Gianluca Scamacca. But the rest of his teammates don't follow suit. It's played into the feet of Coutinho, who's been very lively early on for Villa. Soaks the pressure from Tilo Kehrer. And the neat build-up even Gerrard's side. Here's Boubacar Kamara. Back to Coutinho, who's in the mood. He's full of confidence. Little flicks and tricks already here at Villa Park. One too many there though, and West Ham managed to nick the ball off him. It's nicked straight back by Villa though, and here's Coutinho again. He spreads it wide to Douglas Luiz. Luiz tries a ball over the top, but not quite on the same wavelength there. The two teammates, Fabianski gathers gratefully, throws it out to Aaron Westwell, who will partner with Emerson Palmieri on the left-hand side today. Cresswell playing as the left-sided centre-back. And it's a loose touch by Kehrer, and Danny Ings will be able to pounce on it. He's out on the left-hand side, and Kehrer gets a tackle in. And he's gone out for Villa throw-in. Kehrer struggling a little bit early on here. A loose pass by Declan Rice past an awful lot of the former PSG defender, and his touch was gobbled up by Danny Ings. But it's Villa who can sustain the attack now, with a free kick just right over to the left hand side, just shy of the corner flag. Daunting one for the Hammers to defend. They've certainly got the physicality to cope with this kind of this afternoon. And it's Douglas Luiz who'll whip it in. He does whip it in. Fabianski looks to get a catch on it, but Scamacca manages to head it over his own bar. Heart in mouth moment there as Scamacca's header go towards goal, but he managed to get enough height on it so that it cleared the bar and went out for an Aston Villa corner. Played short to Luca Dean. Digne back to John McGinn. To the cross, does measure the cross. Zuma heads away. Felipe Coutinho has the ball now and he can restart the attack. Here's Matty Cash. Tries the long switch over to Luca Digne, but Ben Johnson can get his head on it. And it's temporarily averted by Kehrer. Back out towards Digne though from Villa. They come again. Here's Danny Ings. He's got two people on him. Plays it back to Luca Digne. John McGinn with a cute pass inside to Coutinho, plays it to Danny Ings, he's looking to get the cross in and it's intercepted by Kurt Zuma. They survive again, West Ham. And Ezri Konsa heads to John McGinn and it's all the way back to Emi Martinez. They've managed to breach this afternoon, Aston Villa. Several warning hammers. And Moyes has got plenty to unpick at half-time. And stays in a similar pattern. Here's Ezri Konsa now venturing into the West Ham half. Fed off to Matty Cash, who plays it back to Boubacar Kamara. Into the feet of Coutinho, who's got time to turn and pick out Danny Ings, but Fabianski comes out and catches. Coutinho has so much time and space on the ball. A really questionable tactic from West Ham, given the talent that we know he's got. What we've seen from him in the Premier League, not just with Liverpool during his early days, but with Aston Villa too shortly after signing from Barcelona. Truly hit the ground running when he reunited with Gerrard, with whom he shared a dressing room at Liverpool. A slight problem for West Ham here is Ben Johnson's hit the turf injured, and it looks like he's going to be able to resume. Less than 22 minutes played here, it looks like David Moyes is going to be forced into his first substitution of the afternoon. And it's Vladimir Soufal being readied from the bench. Ben Johnson chosen to play at right wing back this afternoon. West Ham more often found an unorthodox 4-2-3-1 formation, but they've gone with a 5-2 this afternoon. Attacking set of wing-backs. To command the right flank this afternoon, and indeed Johnson does take his leave now and Soufal is introduced into the action. Just less than 23 minutes played here at Villa Park. It's Aston Villa 0, West Ham 0. Villa have really struggled against West Ham in the past. unbeaten then in their last 9 meetings. In which case West Ham should really have fancied their chances before kick-off today. History certainly suggests that they would come out on the winning side more often than not, especially stretching back to 2015. That's the last time Villa won this fixture. Tom cleverly scored the winner on that occasion. Shows how long ago that happened. It's back in play here with West Ham and wide to Sofal, who's just entered the action. The ball's back with Villa though, and Boubacar Kamara has it on the halfway line. West Ham really struggling to get out of their own half in the last few minutes. Not a lot of action taking place when Martinez's goal. Promising period of the game for Aston Villa. It's a nice line-splitting pass played into the feet of Boubacar Kamara. He finds Douglas Luiz. Opts not to look forward but goes back to the feet of Ezri Konsa. Konsa to Kamara again. He's seen plenty of the ball. Kamara, free transfer, free arrival from Marseille this summer. Promising youngster, put straight into the action by Steven Gerrard and made that defensive midfield spot his own. He's passed it forward to Douglas Luiz here, the Frenchman. Kamara again looks towards Matty Cash. Not many options here for Matty Cash, but he goes back to Ezri Konsa on the halfway line for Villa. Coutinho comes short, plays it round the corner to Kamara, and Matty Cash tries to set Douglas Luiz free, but it's going to be tackled by Aaron Cresswell. And it's an Aston Villa throw-in, 5 yards from the West Ham goal line. Cash with the throw-in now, not many options into the box. He's going to have to take it short, and he can do with Danny Ings. Oh, he's been boxed out there by Pablo Fornals, and referee David Coote blows the whistle for a promising Villa free kick now. In it goes from the Brazilian, and it's away by West Ham. Disappointing delivery from Coutinho there, and Aaron Cresswell can avert the danger. It's headed back in the danger though towards Ollie Watkins, and it's intercepted by West Ham. Soufal hooves the ball upfield. Skamaka's not there to meet it, and it will go all the way back to Emi Martinez. Almost inviting the pressure onto themselves here, West Ham. No sign of pressing from the front. Villa effectively allowed to just pass the ball into the midfield. Likes of Felipe Coutinho, John McGinn have been dropping deep so to help link the play, to help link defence, who've seen plenty of the ball, and attack, who admittedly haven't so far. Here's John McGinn now in the midfield. He's boxed in by Jared Bowen and Thomas Souček, but he's found a way out. Here's Luka Digne, tries to play a crafty 1-2 with the Scotsman, but it doesn't quite come off, and it's at the feet of Vladimir Soufal. Rolling back by Digne though, and here's Aston Villa. They come again 35 yards out with Felipe Coutinho. Tries a cute ball over the top towards Cash, and it's headed away by Emerson Palmieri. By Lucas Fabianski. Good defending there by the Italian international. It looked like a clever ball over the top by Coutinho. But Palmieri contorted his body into an awkward position to deal with the danger there, and it remains Villa 0, West Ham 0, 22nd minute play. Aston Villa with the free kick now 15 yards inside their own half. Statistic just popped up on the screen there. 7 fouls for West Ham United, 0 for Villa. Shows that Villa have had the better of the play so far, and here's Danny Ings. Dino on the left hand side gets the early crossing towards Ollie Watkins, but he can't quite get his head on it, the England international, and it's played away into the feet of Scamacca. Some neat footwork by the Italian, but Villa crowd him out. 3 and 4 players on him there, and it's Boubacar Kamara who gets the crucial footing. Chambers across to Konza. Out to Matty Cash on the right hand side. Scamacca, the only urgency. But Villa still able through. Coutinho jinks past one in the midfield. He cuts it inside towards McGinn. McGinn looks for the early cross. Doesn't quite come off there from the Scot. And it's West Ham who can break early now with Pablo Fornals. His pass to Declan Rice didn't come off, but referee David Coope blows for a West Ham free kick 20 yards inside their own half. Some welcome respite for the Hammers. Just less than half an hour played here. They've had the worst of this game so far. Villa boss Steven Gerrard will surely be frustrated that his side haven't made their dominance pay. Here's Emerson Palmieri on the left hand side. Drive side towards Declan Rice. And it's with Aaron Cresswell now. A slack pass by Pablo Fornals, but it's gone out for a West Ham throw-in. 5 yards inside the Villa half here. An opportunity to launch a rare attack. Cresswell finds Fornals. It's who can get an early ball in towards Jared Bowen. Just a bit too much meat on it, but it's with Soufal now. His cross is blocked by Luca Dina, and it's bounced out off the corner flag for a corner. Cresswell taking the direct through there. A very early cross indeed, all of 40-45 yards from Aston Villa's goal. It was Jared Bowen making the run in the middle. We all know about Cresswell's left foot. Plenty of quality from set pieces, early crosses. One of West Ham's best chances to get on the score sheet today. Corner whipped in from the right hand side now. It's going to be an in-swinger. And Emi Martinez comes out of his box, out of his 6-yard box I should say, to gather it in. Looking for options ahead of him. He does play it long towards Ollie Watkins, but he can't quite judge the fly, and it flies all the way through for a West Ham throw. Palmieri and Cresswell playing together today. Many West Ham fans will have wondered what Palmieri's arrival would have meant for Cresswell. He's been a stalwart of the West Ham side for a few years now. But Palmieri chosen to play the more advanced left wing-back role, Cresswell in the left-sided centre-back role. Remains to be seen whether West Ham boss David Moyes will be keen to continue with that strategy, that tactical setup moving forward. This just the 4th game of their Premier League campaign. The ball's with Villa again now. Konza into the feet of Callum Chambers. Out wide to John McGinn, who dinks it over the top to the onrushing Luca. An audacious back heel from the Frenchman. It's wide of the mark and it's intercepted by Soufal. Plays it forward to Jared Bowen. Good pace shown by the former Hull City star, and Boubacar Kamara. Great tenacity shown by the young midfielder. Not for the first time this afternoon. Gets the foot in on Jared Bowen. And the ball is back at the feet of Aston Villa. Here's Matty Cash. Konza to Douglas Luiz. Luca Dean out on the left-hand side into the feet of Coutinho. Tries to play around to the corner for Danny Ings, but it's been flagged. I believe the ball has gone out of play on the left-hand side. And it will be a West Ham throw in 15 yards inside their own half. So far into the feet of Declan Rice, and it's quick. More ball play right in front of the areas. David Moyes won't be happy with that. and it's back at the feet of Villa. A long, hopeful ball towards Watkins, and he's squared up with Kehrer once again. What can the new signing, the German, the former PSG star, do on this occasion? Watkins passes it back to Luca Digne. Here's Felipe Coutinho winding up for a long range, 30 yards out, and it's gathered in by Lucas Fabianski. We've seen him score for a moment or two. The Villa thought they were about to witness vintage Coutinho from a central area, cut in, got the ball out of his feet on his right foot, launched a well-struck effort from 30 yards out, but it was straight down Fabianski's throat, and he was able to keep hold of the ball. Here's West Ham. He just about advanced the ball into the Aston Villa half with Aaron Cresswell. More slack passing with Cresswell and Emerson around the area, and it's gone out for a Villa throw. But Coote instead pulls it back for a West Ham free kick just inside the Villa half, and the plays got back underway speedily here, wasting no time, the Hammers, and it's played into the feet of Jared Bowen. Bowen back to Sofal. He's got Ollie Watkins for company, so he passes it back towards Thilo Kehrer, and it's all the way back to Lucas Fabianski between the sticks. And they spread the ball over to the opposite flank. Cresswell into Emerson. Declan Rice. Villa with an effective press here. They're closing down the space well on West Ham. And Fornals is forced to play an impressive long switch over to Sofal on the right-hand side. He's looking for Jared Bowen on the right. He's got Chambers for company, and it's a fantastic tackle by the defender. He's gone out for a West Ham throw. He's looked steady so far this afternoon, Callum Chambers, drafted in for Tyrone Mings, who's not made the squad due to an illness. Looks like Steven Gerrard's side are incapable. The throw-in has gone towards Jared Bowen, but he's adjudged to pull down Boubacar Kamara, and it's a Villa free kick. Kamara proving a worthy adversary for Bowen this afternoon. A couple of lively touches, lively moments from Bowen. We know what he's capable of. Fantastic scoring touch, electric pace, but he's not had much joy against Kamara, it must be said. Here is Kamara. Skamaka tentatively trying to close the space down, but Luiz has got time to play it back into the feet of Kamara in midfield. Here's Chambers. John McGinn into the feet of Coutinho, lets it run, tries to play a 1-2 with Ollie Watkins, doesn't quite come off, and Sofal clears the ball out for an Aston Villa throw. More eye-catching work from Coutinho there, just let the ball run through his legs. Completely outfoxed Declan Rice. But the Brazilian just about lost his footing at the key moment. Villa throw it into play now with Coutinho again. John McGinn in a physical battle with Souček, and the Czech international comes out on top on that occasion. It's going to be a West Ham free kick inside their own box. A big physical presence in midfield, Thomas Souček, as John McGinn's just found out. 6'4" used effectively like a battering ram by David Moyes, but he's not bad with his feet either. Here's Sofal. Tries to play it down the line to Jared Bowen, and it's Souček again who can gather the ball, comes off McGinn, and it goes out for a West Ham throw-in. £19 million signing from Slavia Prague, Thomas Souček. Back in 2020, he scored 5 Premier League goals last season. Has shown that he's got an eye for goal as a defensive-minded player. Yet to get off the mark this campaign, as can be said for every single West Ham player. No goals scored in 3.5 matches. Moyes sorely looking to put that right this afternoon. No huge chances as of yet though, and it's Villa who've got the ball again with Luca Digne. Acres of space for John McGinn in the midfield, and he picks out a great ball for Ollie Watkins. Kurt Zouma has to show good athleticism to get across and make a reception, and the Frenchman clears it away. only as far as Douglas Luiz. A good tackle by Jared Bowen, and they could attack here, West Ham. They've got bodies flying forward. Got Skamaka ahead of him, same with Jared Bowen, but he opts to play from Rice. Souček has got support to his right. They've only advanced as far as the halfway line here, the Hammers, and Villa have already had the chance to get back and reform their defensive shape. Here's Alan Cresswell, passed all the way back to Fabianski. 6 minutes to go until half-time. It's Aston Villa, West Ham 0. Villa had the ball in the net with Ezri Konsa before the linesman pulled it back, judging Luca Digne's corner to have swerved out of play before it ended up in the back of the net. West Ham yet to notch a significant chance of their own. Here's Cresswell looking to put that right. It's played into the feet of Skamaka. In a physical battle with Ezri Konsa, and he wins the free kick, the Italian. Not much Premier League game time for Skamaka so far, but he was chosen to play against Viborg in the Europa Conference League two-legged playoff tie, which West Ham won 6-1. 2 goals for Skamaka across the 2 legs. Clearly it's convinced Moyes that he's worthy of a start this afternoon in place of 32-year-old Michail Antonio, who's so often been the stalwart through the middle for the Hammers in recent seasons. Zuma into the feet of Souček now. Zuma to Souček once again, and he's passed it through the legs of Douglas Luiz and out to Cresswell. Tries to pass it along the floor, but it's intercepted by Konsa, who's showing good pace to venture straight out from the back. He plays a hopeful ball through to Ollie Watkins, but Kerr's got the athleticism to intercept that. Watkins not quite having the pace advantage over Kerr on that occasion. More urgency from West Ham now as Souček comes racing forward towards the Villa halfway line. Any promise put to an end, however, as his long ball over the top is nowhere near any of his West Ham teammates. Back at the feet of Douglas Luiz now, who plays it to Kamara. McGinn back to Chambers. Konsa again, back to Martinez. A very slow-paced last 5 minutes from Villa especially. West Ham showing a little bit more urgency as the time's gone on, but it's flicked on towards Danny Ings here. He's managed to get the ball under his control. He's got Watkins running ahead of him, but it's intercepted by Sofal. And West Ham come again here. They've got it on the halfway line with Rice, who's got runners ahead of him. Opts to go wide left where Emerson can gather the ball in. Plays it into the chest of Skamaka. Flicks it on towards Bowen. Fornals takes it on the volley. It was well struck, but it was well wide of the target as well. A real effort in anger for West Ham. They've not had many this afternoon. A clear game plan. Palmieri. Curled ball up to the head of Skamaka, who had absolutely no issues in beating Callum Chambers to the header. He says it's a matter of time before West Ham learn exactly how to use Skamaka's 6'5" frame to their advantage. And that could prove pivotal later in this game. 42 minutes gone at 0-0 here at Villa Park. West Ham looking for their first point of the season. Villa yet to truly convince, their only victory a narrow one over Everton. Matty Cash throws it in to Kamara now. There's 2 balls on the pitch. The referee's going to have to stop play, but he doesn't. It's kicked off the pitch by a West Ham player, and Villa is still on the attack. Curled in by Luiz, and it's headed away. Only as far as Coutinho, who takes it down, tries to flick it over Declan Rice's head. And he's cleared away out for a Villa throw-in. A goal before half-time would be huge for either side. Would force the opposing manager into a tricky and unexpected team talk. Could this match come to a crescendo as we approach the 44th minute? Chambers looking for the long switch out towards Digne on the left-hand side. It's intercepted, and Kurt Zouma has has a chance to get it away, but it's flagged for offside anyway. West Ham take the free kick quickly, and it's already at the feet of Emerson on the left-hand side. Rice has found himself crowded out by the Villa midfield an awful lot this afternoon. Not been able to dictate the play in ways that we've seen him do in the past. John McGinn, the Villa captain, barking orders at his teammates. He knows how important a goal at this stage of the game could be for his side. As Danny Ings drops deep and plays it to Boubacar Kamara now. Wide left to McGinn. He's got Danny Ings running ahead of him, but he opts to ignore the run. Here's Coutinho now. Taking his time on the ball, shifting one side and then the other. Plays it to McGinn. Kamara back to Dino, and all the way back to Chambers now as Villa opt to start again. Kamara with the loose touch, but he's managed to poke it through to Coutinho. Coutinho approaching 30 yards now. Cuts it on his right foot. Here's Douglas Luiz. Plays it back over the top towards Coutinho, and it's intercepted by Kehrer. Here's John McGinn, who looks to shoot from distance, and he sails over the West Ham bar. Didn't quite connect with that and how he wanted to, John McGinn. We know he's got an absolute haymaker on him when he wants to. Connection not as sweet as it could have been there. But more warning signs from Villa. Coutinho, McGinn, both heavily involved in that attack. Coutinho is still one of the most expensive signings of all time when he moved from Liverpool to Barcelona for well over £100 million. Didn't quite work out for him at the Camp Nou. Now back in the Premier League, working with a familiar figure in Steven Gerrard, looking to get his career back on track. Here's Aaron Cresswell now. 45 seconds left to play, just the 1 minute added on from the fourth official. It's intercepted by West Ham. Fornals looking to play it through to Skamakovic. A fantastic interception by Konza. That could have dropped Aston Villa in big trouble there. Had Fornals' through ball had a little bit more power on it, but Konza was able to intercept. And here come Villa with Coutinho. Could be the last chance of the half here. Plays it out to Luca Digne. Back to Coutinho. Finds Boubacar Kamara. Anchoring that midfield. Staying in space. Luiz out on the right hand side. He's surrounded by two players. Opts to try and play it through to Cash. West Ham, and they've got the danger away. David Cooper's the whistle to the first half. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0. A strong half for Aston Villa, and it looked like they would have taken the lead. 45 minutes when Ezri Konza poked home. But the line, judging Luca Digne's corner to have swerved out, Konza poked it into the net. Watkins gave West Ham an almighty scare when his header looped into the hands of Lucas Fabianski. And David Moyes has got one hell of a team with the Hammers, yet to notch any significant